exciting Imagineering project. Gather around. Today, right now, we're going to be talking about research and development. So, this year, very exciting, Walt Disney Imagineering's own Lanny Smoot was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, an honor previously bestowed on Walt himself. In research and development, Lanny and his fellow Imagineers are constantly pushing the envelope of technology, leading to brilliant new inventions like the holotile. With over 100 patents to his name, Lanny's dedication to innovation will continue to shape the landscape of themed entertainment for years to come. Please welcome Lanny Smoot.
We'll figure this out. What are we doing here?
Welcome, Lanny. Congratulations on being inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. How was that experience?
That experience was absolutely great. But I have to tell you, I knew that I was in the running for the National Inventors Hall of Fame, but you never know when you're going to be announced or inducted or offered the induction. The day that I was informed that I was going to be an inductee, I was driving into a parking lot. Someone cut me off. I was in a terrible mood. My phone goes off. Bang, bang. I don't know the telephone number. I said, what? Oh, spam. I answered the phone. Yeah. Hi, it's Lanny Smoot. What do you want? This is the National Inventors Hall of Fame. I was like, oh, geez. Hi, how are you guys? You're fine over there? Yes, we'd like to tell you that you're going to be inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Yes. Oh, that's really cool. Yes. How will I be notified? We'll send you a whole bunch of credentials and we'll tell you about this. Thank you. That's great. So, it's wonderful. It is an amazing ceremony when you get down to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You get to slide your name into a wall that has all of the inventors that have been inducted, and the first one is Thomas Edison. Right? And actually, I was a little jealous when I was told that I wasn't the first person at the Walt Disney Company to become a National Inventors inductee until I found out that the first person was Walt Disney. Humbling. Okay, you're like, oh, okay, I'll take that. Okay.
Well, let's go not too far back. How did you get started as an inventor?
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get to show this. This is one of the things that I've invented. Let's do this. I brought other technologies with me. We'll talk about that a little later. But I am the inventor of that lightsaber. I am also the inventor of a lot of the interactives that we see here on the cruise ships. All sorts of things. I guess I love floors. I have another floor here, but this one is interactive. And I did some of the first early park scavenger hunts. One was Impossible, where you ran around in the parks playing against the evil opponents. And this is Where's the Fire. I really like this attraction because it was something that taught you how to prevent fires in your home or safety hazards. And I gave everyone in that attraction an X-ray flashlight. So they go into a house model, and it's full life size, and you use the flashlight as an X-ray vision system to see fire hazards behind the walls in this house. And people learn how to keep themselves safe. I love that because it's really aligned with the Disney theme, both to entertain, but to make our lives better.
And Lanny, that was something that specifically the National Inventors Hall of Fame cited when they were inducting.
They did. When you are inducted into the Hall of Fame, you can choose any of your patents as the patent of record. I have 106 issued U.S. patents, so I chose Where's the Fire because I thought it was the best representation of the best that the Walt Disney Company does, right? But, of course, I've talked about some of the things that are the non-classic attractions. One of the attractions that I had a pretty high impact on was the Haunted Mansion. Madame Leota, that disembodied head, used to sit on the seance table, and I allowed her to fly. So she flies around in the seance. The Haunted Mansion portraits were never the way the mansion wanted them to change. They changed relatively slowly, and they wanted them to be synchronized with lightning, so they changed instantly. My Haunted Mansion portraits do change instantaneously. So it was an update to the Haunted Mansion. One of the things you have to do if you're working with one of our classics is not change it so that it is not recognizable, but to make it so that it is better, but still your parents, if you're a young kid, can remember what it was like when it was first put in, and it's improved as the kids see it now. So that's a challenge. Now, I've also done a bunch of crazy things in the lab. Had a little bit more hair then, a little heavier too. I don't know if I'm better or worse now. But anyway, this was a system that allowed you to beam sound in different directions, and you do all kinds of things. And I have done those things at our company. All sorts of very high-tech things that I've enjoyed. And to get to the question that was originally asked of me, the excitement and the honor to receive the National Inventors Hall of Fame was incredible. This is me on stage, and I have to tell you, I choked up a little bit because one of the spokespersons that awarded me was a gentleman, who was an African-American gentleman who was an executive at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and he said that his dad loved the work that I did. I said, wait a minute, I'm not that old. I mean, what the heck? You know, but I took it, and on stage you are handed this giant medal by the head of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. This is an honor and something that, for an engineer, this is the Academy Awards that you can get. So I love it.
So proud to know you.
Thank you.
And for the audience here, maybe a little younger than you,
Oh,
let's talk about how you got started.
what do you mean?
When you
Younger than me? No. That's me. What are you talking about? Pretty young, right? I don't think anybody's younger than
That's
that.
cute, that's cute.
So I will tell you that, and especially young kids out here, inventing starts young. As early as I can remember, I was interested in building things, designing things, making new things that come into my world. An example was something that, well, let me tell you, how did I even do at this age? My dad was an itinerant inventor. He never made money from creating things, but he made little things in our house. I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, pretty rough neighborhood. I didn't have examples of engineers that looked like me, or even looked like anything. There weren't that many engineers there that I could follow. But my dad, one day, I was about 5 years old, he brings home a bell, big dry cell battery, a light bulb. He gets the bell to ring, gets the light to light up. My eyes opened, it lit my entire career. I just couldn't believe what I just saw. So my dad got me into invention and the love of electricity, electronics, and making things. One of the things that I've kept dear to me is this unicycle, and I can ride a unicycle pretty well. What relevance does this have to my life? When I was a kid, not much older than 10 or 11, right? I wanted a unicycle because I saw one on TV, a person riding a unicycle. And I said, well, my parents are not well-to-do. I'm not going to ask them to buy me a unicycle of all the things that you might need. So I took a tricycle. I knew I needed something with pedals on it. I cut off the top of the tricycle, put a pipe on the top of it, I put a bicycle seat on top of that, and I clunked along the street riding that. It's very bad for young boys because there's no air in those tires. It's really hard as heck, right? So my dad would watch me doing this, and he finally said, you know what? In his mind anyway, I come home one day, leaning up against my bed is a store-bought professional unicycle. I've been a unicyclist since then, and I always have one in my office just to remind me of the dad that I had and the starts that he got me into. My mom, by the way, super supportive, because I decided I wanted to do every single science fair, etc. This is, I think my mom's standing next to me at the Brooklyn Borough-wide Science Fair, which I won. So and here's me with my cool shirt on, working on stuff at home. Right now, I have a lab at home which duels the one that I work in at Disney. So you can see that I have a lifelong love of doing the types of things I do. The invention is part of me. Okay, there's a long story about this. When I was in junior high school, I was urged to go to Brooklyn Tech because Brooklyn Tech was one of the best schools in the country. I had wanted to go to Westinghouse Junior High School because we had a Westinghouse refrigerator. Not a good idea. You want to go to a school that is wonderful for preparing you to go to college. Okay? I wanted to go to Columbia University, but I did not have the money for it. I had good grades, I had all the stuff that I needed except for one tiny little problem. Couldn't afford it, right? I was in my high school class and I heard over the PA system, will Lanny Smoot please report to the principal's office? I'm a good kid, why am I being for that? This is terrible. Went to the principal's office, there was a man African American man, standing over the principal and wagging his fingers at him. It's like, oh my God, I thought the principal was the most powerful person in the world in those days, right? And as it turns out, he was telling that principal, and he turned his finger to me. Why haven't you come out at any of our recruiting trips from Bell Laboratories coming to high schools looking for young, talented students that we can take, possibly give them a scholarship to, for instance, Columbia University, with a job through high school to the end of matriculating at Columbia University. I was like shocked. I didn't know what to do. I said, I'll come next time. They said, well, we'll talk to you, etc. I'm going to tell all of you young people, you have to protect your own careers. You have to be responsible to take the opportunities that you can have. I was sort of ignorant though, not stupid, but I just didn't know what to do. Be proactive. If you see opportunities, take them. If you love to do something, do it. If you want to be an inventor, be one, okay? So anyway, look, the nice story was I went to Columbia University. The company also paid for my master's degree in electrical engineering, and I became an electrical engineer at Bell Labs. Notice the stylish shirt, very cool, right? I have to say that's really cool. And I designed things I started designing patents, and they received several inventions while working at Bell Labs. Later on, I moved to Bell Communications Research, then to other companies in research, way before Disney. And here I'm doing work on fiber optic transmission systems, slightly better shirt. And that's a bit early test set in the fiber optic transmission. And I did some of the earliest mass-produced fiber optic transmission systems that we now depend on in our telecommunications network across the country. I also invented a thing called the electronic panning camera. The electronic panning camera was a great idea, I thought. You have a joystick at home, you watch TV in any way that you want. You can look at the sports event, move things around, etc. Guess who was interested in this? The Walt Disney Company, right? I licensed, or our company, Bell Communications Research, licensed that technology to Disney. Now, I know nothing about sports. That's my weakness. And they said, oh, we're going to test this thing out at the duck pond. I said they're going to take it behind one of their buildings. They're going to put it in a pond. They meant the stadium that housed the Disney Ducks and the Disney Ducks and the. I went to my first hockey game against I don't know what the heck it is. I don't even remember the sports team. Anyway, they used my electronic panning camera. They decided that they liked the invention, but they liked the inventor more. And I was offered a job pretty much on the spot to come to the Walt Disney Company.
So
since then, yes.
Sorry, that is an incredible career trajectory. You have clearly been on the cutting edge of technology your entire life. What did you bring for us here today?
Well, what a surprise. I brought my hollow tile floor. I think of all the inventions, 106 that I have now, I believe the hollow tile floor is the best of them. Why? Because it supports what I really love, which is virtual reality. You can walk on its surface in any direction. That's my friend Bobby, I think there. Multiple people can be on it. You can be in virtual reality and effectively live on it, walking anywhere you want, walking in any direction, and because it's a multi-user system, and you can bring your friends. So that is my story, and I didn't let you talk at all, Vivian. I'm so sorry.
We're here to listen to you talk. And lastly, can you please just give any advice to the people who are listening here, how they can be as awesome as you are?
It's impossible. No one can do it. It's too good.
And that's our time.
No. Here is the thing. If you want to be an inventor, dream of the things that you want in this world. The things that don't yet exist. If they're physically possible, they can be done, right? I don't break the laws of physics, I don't waste my time, but things that can be done, and you can be the person that will do it, right? So, there you are.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back in another 15 minutes. If you want to see more of the holotile, we have a beautiful display over there.
I brought it, it's right over there.
Right over there. And if you want to know more about the schedule